Hey guys, Mark here from SeaWorld Earth, and today I've got something a little bit special because what I'm going to be doing is starting a new feature on the channel, which incidentally is growing nicely. It'll be a couple of people every day. Awesome news on that front. And I'm going to be starting a new feature called Mark's Wild Shorts. Now it's got absolutely nothing to do with my fashion sense or lack thereof, but what it's going to be basically are very short films, 1 even 2 minutes maximum, and all it's going to be is each one is just going to center on an introduction to a particular wildlife species that's found here in Okinawa. And we're going to get the ball rolling today. I'm in the south. I'm going to be filming at night time, which is why I'm doing the introduction right now in daytime. I'm going to be taking the cameras way up north and hopefully going to try and find a subspecies of a widely ranging newt, but the subspecies which is endemic to Okinawa, and it is in fact the sword-tailed newt. Okay, I'm not going to be telling people where I actually film this within the island of Okinawa, because I want to keep the locations that I film to myself, because a lot of the wildlife in Okinawa, with it being endemic, is unfortunately target to poaching and people who want to collect it for the illegal wildlife trade. So I'm not going to be posting any locations. I'll just be hopefully sharing awesome images with particular species with you, my audience. So without further ado, I'm going to be taking a new camera to me, a Sony A7S2. Its low light capabilities are incredible, up to about 406,000 ISO, believe it or not. So that's going to be perfect for the location that we're going to. And without further ado, let's head north and I'll catch up with you soon. We've finally made it to northern Okinawa. We've come up, as I said earlier on, we've come up in the search of an endangered species, which is the sword-tailed newt. It's a salamander, lives in drainage ditches in certain parts of the island. It is actually quite common, but there's a subspecies that's endemic to Okinawa, and that is what we're going to go and look for tonight. But in this part of Okinawa, we come along these roads, and on the side of the roads you have these drainage ditches that you can see here. Now you've got to be careful because we do have a venomous, or 3 particular species of venomous snakes in Okinawa, so you've got to be careful. We were at a place earlier on this evening. I did actually almost step on one, so just got to be careful with the undergrowth, but this is the ideal location to find them. It's nice and damp, and hopefully we can come across one. I don't know if we're a bit too early in the year, but we'll see if we can find one. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're very fortunate because just down here we have, and you can see him right there in the middle at the end of my stick. What I am going to try and do is use a macro lens to get some better shots of him, and I'm also going to set it up to try and be a little bit more cinematic with some more subdued lighting. So let's see what we can do. You get sword-tailed newts all over Southeast Asia, but this is a subspecies endemic to Okinawa. You've got to be a bit careful with these guys as well, because on the bottom they've actually got a poison that they secrete on their skin. They're a true salamander, and they've got a poison that they can secrete which is not very tasty for predators, but also if people handle it, then you've got to be very careful. Clean your hands afterwards. Make sure you don't eat anything until you've thoroughly cleaned your hands. But awesome little critters found in drainage ditches on the side of the road as per this evening. And there he goes, off into the wilderness. So the first of Mark's Wild Shorts with the sword-tailed newt in northern Okinawa, Japan.